So I'm János, I'm Hungarian, and I'm also first want to thank you that you invited me. I'm really very pleased with that. And I was asked to speak about conflicts today, but then I gave the title for my presentation. Probably some of you had a chance to look at that, and I thought I must talk about that a little bit. What is that in the past? Because I wrote something about Gulash-capitalism and what happened in the happiest barrack, and probably some of you know that expression, some not. There are so many young people, because Hungary was called the Gulash-communism. I was looking at on the internet. And it says that the name is a metaphor derived from the goulash, a popular Hungarian dish. As goulash is made with an assortment of unlike ingredients, it represents how Hungarian communism was a mixed ideology. So we liked our different way. We put everything in it, and then we called it, that's our socialism or communism. And we were also called the happiest barrack in the socialist camp. So the life in Hungary was pretty much okay. That's what people thought on the end of socialism, and then the change came. And now the thing is that I just wanted to mention you some things, what we were hoping back in time. I think it was very much the same everywhere. We had a big political hope that now the old communists are gone and we will lead ourselves. We do everything for ourselves. There was a big hope on the local government level. Local government, we even called it self-governmentism. So it was something very important, that it is not centralized and we will deal with our own thing on the local level. We will select our best people and it's gonna be just fine for us. One other thing was this open traveling. The world was opening now, and I'm sure it was the same here, that you can now go wherever you want. There is no restrictions. One big thing there back then I can remember was Europe. Now we belong to Europe. And we belong there always, and now Russians are out, and we will be there again. And after a while, we even had that wish to have the euro when it was introduced. And then in 2009, we were very jealous of you that you got it even earlier than Hungarian. So it was a shock for the Hungarian society. And of course, from the very beginning, it was that the standard of living will just rise. It will be like this, going up and up and up. And then we will reach what you call now the Western standard of living, and it will be fine. And there were some scientists, sociologists saying that, oh, be careful, because it's gonna last at least one generation, so 25 years. And we said, oh, come on, it's 25 years. By then, it will be just fine. Now we are at that point. It was 25 years ago. And now I just collected some of the conflicts what we face now. So how is it from the point of view from now, and how we saw it in between. But just I wanted to mention you two things what were, I think, very important from my point of view, or from our work's point of view. One was Raymond Schonholz and another man, Jim Eisenberg. They came, the two of them together. It was already said, they brought this whole idea of conflict resolution, because they said there might come conflicts here in that very purple or very nice picture. We thought, well, maybe you are right. We don't see that because it's gonna go up like that. So it's, but okay, let's try with that. And they even said that let's focus on the Roma minority, because their feeling was that there will be that will be one of the most conflictuous area, Roma non-Roma cooperation. So that was also like right after the political change. And then there was another thing what I wanted to mention what changed, and this was happening in 2008 and 2009 in Hungary, and that was the Roma killing. Probably you heard of that, when just by accident Roma people were attacked and killed. Now these people are sitting in the prison. But I think it was also very important, because one thing for me in that period of change was that hate speech is accepted, people get used to that. It was not there in our society. And after, I would say in 10, 15 years, it was obvious that, okay, you can say even nasty things about the Romas. You can exclude them from the society, and I think that led to that attack against the Romas. And I think it was also a shock for the society, and this is still there. Okay, what do we do with that issue? So on the local level, we focus a lot on the Roma minority and work with the integration, but with that background now that even very aggressive things can happen, and how can we avoid that? And what I did, I was just collecting some of the conflicts I see on the national level or on the local level when we work with the local communities. What I think needs to be solved, and I was very pleased when Kinga told me these soft aspects of the democracy, because I think this is the key point. So we have there the institutions, but these soft aspects, they are missing, and how can we build up them? It was just mentioned, the citizen participation, tolerance, trust, social capital, and somehow trust in our institutions. And the list is quite long, but I try to make it short. So one issue Hungarians are always focusing on is EU membership. It's mainly the government who is now giving the opportunity that we can even leave. So I don't think it's a real opportunity, but it is discussed. 25 years ago, it was clear we belonged there, no question. That was the main thing we wanted. Now this even is questioned. Then one major issue what I see is related to Paks. Do you know what is on Paks? It's a Hungarian city. We have there the atomic power plant, and they are building a new one or making it bigger. And with the help of the Russian government, they are giving the money for that. And I think this needs to be discussed, because it was decided, but there was no real discussion on that, and it can lead on tensions. We had in our organization already forum citizen discussion around energy consumption, energy production. And the picture is very complicated, very contradictory, and people can live with that. But I think it's very difficult if you just make one decision and don't ask the people, or don't ask the opinion of the people. One other main issue is I see this sustainable development, and especially what we do with the Hungarian agriculture. Some of you might know the name. Another Hungarian city is Mako. We have there the paprika production. So this paprika powder, the red paprika powder, and the garlic comes from there. Now you can get Mako paprika made in China. So what do we do with that phenomenon? We had the world's best paprika. Now we bring it in China and we sell it through Mako. So nobody understands that. How is that possible? But still, it is a question. So what do we do with that? And then it leads to that other issue with the multinationals being present. So it's also a big question in the society. Are they good guys or the bad guys, or how can we make a use of it? How are they forcing us that we should go in and buy there the cheap food and the cheap things? Because people say that I like our Hungarian food and our Hungarian production much better, but somehow these bastards, they force me to go in there and buy the cheap Chinese, or I don't know what kind of production. People think it's less value or lower value, but still go there. So this is also something what I think we have to come to some kind of a joint picture, or at least discuss about it. How do we really see that? When we go on the local level, it goes very much back to the local development and what the local people think about local development. And we worked with the Roma community, so in the very poor areas. And you listen to one side, you listen to the other side. And then slowly I started to understand that when people speak about solution, they talk about this very old phenomenon, this Gulash-communism. So how it was back in the Kadar era, it was good, we liked it, and that's the only idea they have. So let's go back there because we had much better life there, and let's try to do something like that. And it leads me for the biggest issue, I think, what is the role of the government in our society? Because when Kinga showed or spoke about different measures where Hungary is the last, I remember that there is one thing where we are probably the first in the region, and this is the expectation towards the government. So Hungarians still expect that the government should do this for us, that for us. So, and I think all these issues lead to that question. So what is the role of the government? What is the role of the local government? And what is the role of the civil society? So how can we strengthen ourselves not to depend so much? And the desire is there. And I just mentioned them. Corruption is an issue like this. Public work is a very similar issue like this, where we have to decide what will be the role of the government and what is the role of the citizens. People have very different opinions on tax paying or on the local budget, and I think it leads to the social issues. But also for me is the question how can we make the difference between the okay, I have to. Thank you. So how can we make sure that the citizens participate, and what is the role of the government? And somehow now in Hungary there are all other issues. I'm not going to talk about them anymore. But somehow I thought when Kinga mentioned that we have a very good and charismatic leader, and then I saw the charismatic leaders on Julia's presentation, the closing political space, and I just had the hope that we are not gonna be, or Orbán Viktor is not gonna be on your next slide in 5 years from now. So I think that's the point where we are now. So decide what direction we want to go and how can we make the responsible citizen more influential in the decision making. There is one because I was also told that I should speak also about solutions. So I'm showing you one minute movie. That's a longer, but I'm just showing you 1 minute from that movie because this is one of the solutions we were coming up. If it works.
Együtt a jobb egészségért értünk velük.
So that was the first half minute, and I have the question now to you. What do you think these people are doing there? The golden cage for themselves, building toilets. Probably Maciek knew already the movie. So, so she's our director. I wanted to show you her as well. But now let's go to our mediator. And just another half minute, and then it's finished. So she's our mediator working in that Roma community.
Meg tudjuk értetni a nem roma emberekkel a roma emberek problémáit.
Rád hallgatnak a romák?
Igen, elfogadnak, hiszen közülük való vagyok.
Hol vagy, Koma? 93-os!
Megpróbálnak ki. Fiúk, mennyire fogadható el, hogy itt a lányok irányítanak?
Hát, tűrhető.
So you will never get the answer probably, but that's what I just wanted to show you. It was in a small community. We were having a project there, and the whole idea was that they together decided, local government, Romas, non-Romas decided that they are going to build toilets on their own. And we put some very little money in it, and that was their decision. And I think this is one of the solutions. So let the people cooperate, and if you can reach that, then probably you can solve something what is important for them. So thank you.